Lila the Butterfly's Time Journey. One spring morning, at the tip of a branch where the warm breeze whispered through the leaves, a tiny lemon-yellow egg trembled. From inside, a silky soft caterpillar peeked out. "Hello, world," she said. "I am Lila." Lila was very curious. She counted the little drops on the leaf she was born on and wondered aloud, "Why do the clouds float up there?" Most of her days were spent nibbling bright green leaves. Caterpillars need plenty of food to transform into strong butterflies. Lila seemed to know this instinctively. With every bite, she grew a little bigger and a little stronger. One day, as the wind swayed the branches gently, Lila looked up at the sky. Something was gliding in the blue, wings shifting colors, catching the sunlight and scattering sparkles. "Will I ever fly like that?" she whispered. From a hollow in the tree, a wise ladybug smiled. "Be patient, Lila. Trust nature's timing." As days passed, Lila's heart beat faster with excitement. Her belly was full and her spirit restless. One morning, she felt ready. She spun silky threads, anchored herself to a branch, and wrapped into a soft cocoon. "How long will I stay here?" she wondered. The ladybug answered, "For humans, it might feel like weeks. For you, this waiting is the doorway to a new life." Inside the cocoon, time felt different. While the outside world turned from morning to night, Lila's body began a miraculous transformation. Scientists call it metamorphosis. The caterpillar's body dissolves and reshapes, forming antennae, legs, and wings. Lila felt waves of warmth and cool breezes, glimpses of light breaking through with every change. At last, one morning, the cocoon cracked. "I'm ready," said Lila. Slowly, she emerged. Her thin, wet wings opened toward the sun. As the tiny scales dried, the colors grew brighter, orange, purple, and blue, like a painting where the sky meets a flower field. Butterflies must rest in the sun to dry their wings. So did Lila. Then, with a deep breath, she hopped and flew. Her first flight was like a half-drawn circle, a little shaky. But the wind gently carried her. Below, daisies, poppies, and lavender smiled at her. Butterflies drink nectar with a long tube-like tongue called a proboscis. When Lila landed on lavender for the first time, she carefully uncurled her proboscis and took a sweet sip. "So this is how it feels," she said happily. She flew until noon. Landing in a garden, a little child shouted with joy, "Mom, look, a butterfly." In that moment, Lila learned that even in her short life, a smile could be planted in hearts. From the leaves, the ladybug called out, "Lila, remember, butterfly lifespans vary. Some live only a few days, some a few weeks. Migrating butterflies, like the monarchs, can travel for months." Lila nodded. "Then every day of mine is precious. I must live each one like an adventure." The next morning, as the sun rose, Lila soared higher. She raced with the wind, played hide-and-seek with sparrows' shadows, and watched sparkles on a stream where the water mirrored the clouds. Then she met a butterfly with wings dark as night, dotted like stars. "I'm Nox," said the stranger. "Would you like to hear the song of the wind?" Curious, Lila drew closer. Nox flapped rhythmically, and the breeze hummed through leaves, rustled reeds, and echoed from distant hills. "Time is like the wind," Nox said. "For humans it drifts slowly, for us it rushes by. A single human day can feel like a week to us. That's why we must savor every moment." That afternoon, Nox shared another secret. Butterflies are cold-blooded. We fly when the sun warms us, but when it cools, we slow down. That's why each sunrise is a new beginning. Lila remembered this as she hid among flowers at dusk, counted the stars, and looked into the patient face of the moon. "The moon is so calm," she thought. "I too will live with patience, but always with joy." The following day, while fluttering from flower to flower, Lila spotted a tiny shadow moving on the ground. It was a small caterpillar, not yet transformed. "My name is Dodo," said the little one shyly. "Will I ever fly like you?" Lila spoke gently. "Of course. First, eat well to grow strong. Then find a safe place and spin your cocoon. Waiting is like weaving the thread of time. While you rest, your body will change and your wings will grow." Dodo's eyes sparkled. "But isn't waiting boring?" Lila laughed. "Waiting is the seed of transformation. Just as a flower cannot bloom without resting as a seed in the dark, you too must wait before you fly." Days rolled by. Lila sometimes fled from rain, sometimes followed the footsteps of rainbows. The wind carried her to new flowers, and thorns taught her, every beauty has its limits. One morning, she remembered Nox's stories of long journeys and rose higher. In the distance, she saw a flock of monarchs, their orange wings beating like tiny hearts. She waved to them with a smile. Evening, she returned to her old tree. The ladybug was waiting on a leaf. "What did you learn today?" it asked. Lila listed them. That time flows differently for each of us, that a short life can still hold great joy, that waiting is a preparation for change, and that a smile spreads like the fragrance of flowers. The ladybug nodded. "Wonderful. Remember, one day for you may equal a week for humans. Yet a single moment lived with love, curiosity, and gratitude can equal an entire year." The next morning, Lila greeted the sun again. She visited Dodo, who was now plumper and beginning to weave his cocoon. "See," said Lila, "the thread of time is working." From inside, Dodo whispered, "I hope I'll find you when I fly." "Look for me in the wind," smiled Lila. "Every butterfly sings a song. Mine will smell of lavender." At sunset, Lila rested on her favorite lavender bloom. She folded her wings gently and listened to her heartbeat. "My life may be short," she thought, "but every moment is full of color." As the sky turned pink, she made a wish. "May anyone who sees a butterfly feel hope awaken in their heart." That night, the stars shone a little brighter. The wind sang a soft lullaby and the leaves joined in. From the treetop, the ladybug looked at Lila and whispered, "The journey of a time traveler continues in the hearts it touches." And so Lila flew on with every beat of her wings touching a child's dream, a flower's fragrance, and the laughter of the wind.